Hello everybody, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, this is just going to be a kind of chill get ready with me, and I'm going to do an eye look using this Tinkerbell ColourPop Sprinkle a Little Bit of Magic palette. My boyfriend actually bought this for me a little while back and I haven't used it yet just because I've been doing a couple of other different eye looks and I love green, as you know, so I'm going to go ahead and test out this palette finally for today. So I have that. This is a new product. Everything else is going to be my sort of just like regular everyday products that I've been using. I'm going out a little bit later with my friends, so I figured that doing a colorful eye look would be fun, and I wanted to film it for you guys since I haven't done like a face-to-face video in a while. I've been doing mostly my declutter series, so I really hope you guys have been enjoying that. But I'm finally back with a regular, just straight up get ready with me video. So let's get into it. So just starting off with primer, I'm just going to use the Milani SPF BFF SPF 30 primer and the Stila One Step Correct primer. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those on. Primer is all on, skin is glowing. I have been loving this combination of primers. Obviously I use one with an SPF, and then the Stila one just makes my skin so smooth, feels so hydrated. I absolutely love this, and this is definitely a favorite of mine. Then for my face, I've been enjoying using a little bit less like products lately, like not really using a foundation. My skin is pretty good right now, so I'm just going to go in with this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer, and I do believe that this concealer is discontinued. You may still be able to find it in some places, but I don't think like Ulta carries it anymore. They did relaunch this to be like the Bare Pro Concealer, so I haven't tried that one out yet. But this is one of my favorites, so hopefully the Bare Pro Concealer is like basically the same thing as this. This is just like a really lightweight, beautiful looking concealer on my skin. So I'm just going to kind of use this like as my foundation. And I'm just going to put this everywhere, and then I'm going to just blend it out using like a foundation brush. And the brush that I'm going to use is the IT Cosmetics brush. This is the, I think it's the number 101. It's like the buffing foundation brush. Okay, so concealer is all blended out. As you can see, it just gives my skin a really nice sort of glowy but natural finish. I absolutely love that concealer. It is like so bomb. Then I'm going to go in with some cream products. So the first thing I'm going to use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer in the shade Amber. This I think is the second lightest shade. I actually did pick up the first lightest shade, but that one was a little bit too yellow, and I think that this one suits me just a bit more. This is really nice. If you've been watching some of my previous videos, I was using the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, which I think I still like even more than this, but I did actually even hit pan on that one, so I wanted to try out one that was a little bit more high-end because I saw that this had just come out, and I was loving the e.l.f. one so much that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try out the ABH one. This one is really nice, and I love the packaging on it. It has this like soft matte lid, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed the packaging on it. This one is a little bit more like has like a little bit more substance to it. The e.l.f. one, in my opinion, is a little bit more just like slippy, I guess. Like it's not as thick as this. This is like a true cream, whereas the other one is almost like a cream to powder. But regardless, I still do really like this product. So I'm just gonna take this little ColourPop brush and blend this out. Normally I use a Yenza brush, but I don't know where that one went, so we're going with this one for now. Alright, so I just apply a little bit of that. I don't go like too crazy or anything because I do like to apply a powder bronzer on top, but it's a really nice base to kind of have going under your like powders and everything. That way it lasts a little bit longer. Since I am going to have this on for quite a while today, I like to kind of double up layer on some things. And then my next cream product I'm going to go in with is the Tower 28 blush. This is the Beach Please cream blush in the shade Magic Hour. I have been obsessed with this. It is so good. I'm actually just going to go ahead and use my fingers to tap this in. The shade on here is so gorgeous. It's like one of my absolute favorite blush colors. I was going to go for one that is a little bit deeper, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for this one. It's a little bit more rosy, not as like terracotta as I like to go with. But I'm actually so happy that I went with this because I think that it looks gorgeous. Sometimes I do use the e.l.f. Putty Blush brush to apply it, but I just feel like sometimes with my fingers I get a little bit of a more kind of precise application, and I think it looks so pretty. Next up for my powder, I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. Unfortunately, I did drop this and mine broke everywhere, but I was able to scavenge together some of it. I just put it in this little jar that I got from Michael's. So whatever powder I have left, so that's what I'm dipping into in this mysterious jar. It's just my Pat McGrath powder that broke everywhere, but it's still really good, and I definitely am considering repurchasing this just because It's such like a good powder. I don't know. Like I just feel like my skin looks so flawless whenever I use this, and it really does just kind of like lock in my makeup and help it look super, super nice. And I find that I never have issues with flashback whenever I use this, especially if I kind of let it sit before I go out. I think that it looks really, really nice, and I don't know, I just love it. I think it makes my skin look so airbrushed and just so flawless. Now that we did all my cream products and set my face with powder, I'm going to go over with my powder bronzer and my powder blush and a little bit of highlight as well. So for my bronzer, I actually have this little mini Physician Formula butter bronzer, and I forgot how much I actually really, really loved this product. I was at like TJ Maxx or Marshall's with my friend, and I saw this and I was like, you know, I'm gonna pick it up. Like I'm gonna see, because I used to love this bronzer and I actually used up like a bunch of them, and it's so good. It's so pigmented, and like the color of it, this is just in the regular, I think it's like the original shade. It's so good. I don't know, I absolutely love this bronzer, and I think that it looks really, really nice, and the color of it is just perfect. It's not too orangey. Then next up for blush, I actually have this little Chantecaille blush. Saks Fifth Avenue is having a sale on all of their cosmetics, so I went ahead and I have been looking at this. Like I always see people have these Chantecaille blushes, and I think that they look so, so gorgeous. Mine is in the shade Grace, which is the turtle one. It did have a little bit of like an overspray over it, but as soon as you use it, it kind of goes away. But the color of this is really pretty. It's kind of like a peachy sort of color. So I'm going to go in with this Luxie brush. It's like a very kind of fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dust that over top. So blush is all done. Now I'm going to go in with my highlight. Also, in the fiasco of me dropping my Pat McGrath thing, I also dropped my favorite highlight. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Bloom Time. This thing is amazing. It's so pretty. I'm going to take this little highlighting brush from, I think, Complex Culture. Got it from an Ipsy. I love this highlight. It's so pretty. It's kind of like a pinky sort of gold color. Like it's a little bit more pink, but it kind of has like a gold reflect to it. And I don't know, I just feel like this one is so stunning, and it always just like melts into my skin. Like it doesn't sit on top and look glittery. It just kind of looks like my skin is shining. So I don't know, I really like the formula of these, specifically Bloom Time is my absolute favorite. Now I'm going to go ahead and set in all of my face products. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This one I got a couple of, maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I have been obsessed with it. It's so good. People always say that this is like even better than Urban Decay All Nighter. Like this is the stuff you want to use, and I agree. I actually really love how it smells. It's a little bit floral, but it's not like grandma floral, like, you know what I mean, like that kind of powdery sort of floral. It's just like a very nice like fresh scent, and I really, really love it. So I'm going to spray this. Just let that dry. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so I also just wiped off any like powder and stuff off my lips, and I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in the shade Strawberry. This is just a mini one, but I am obsessed with the formula of these. I have them in like basically every single color. It's so good. I love how it looks on my lips. It gives you really, really nice color and shine. It doesn't look heavy like lipstick. It just kind of like soaks into your skin and gives you like a super nice like tinted lip balm look, and I love the shade Strawberry. I think it looks so nice. And then also for my eyebrows, I actually tinted them like a couple days ago, so all I'm going to do is go in with the Huda Beauty Balm Brows Full and Fluffy, and I have this shade number 5 medium brown, so I'm just going to kind of define my brows, get out any powder and stuff like that with this brow gel, and I feel like you can see it just makes a nice difference. And since my brows are tinted, it does tint the skin underneath a little bit, so I don't really need to do much filling, to be honest. Brows are all done. I really, really love that brow gel. I think it just is perfect color and everything like that. So now I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow. So again, this is the Disney Tinkerbell Sprinkle a Little Magic ColourPop palette. This one is in like their new formula where it has the bigger pans, and the metallics are kind of like a little bit more smooth. There's no glitters in here, and I think that the color story of this looks beautiful. So I guess we'll go ahead and just get into the eye look. So this brush looks dirty, but it's just stained. It's clean. The first thing I'm going to do is go in with this shade over here called Big Magic, and this is just going to kind of act as our transitions shade. And already, like, I really like this. The new formula of ColourPop, I don't know if it's in like every single palette or it's just in select ones. I think that the formula on these is super, super smooth, and it's like one of the most blendable eyeshadow formulas that they make. And I'm going to take the green shade over here called Sleep, and I'm going to kind of mimic the same thing that I did with the brown shade, and I'm just going to put that on my outer corner and kind of just blend it all over. So I have that green shade all blended out on both sides. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this color here called Awake, and I'm just going to deepen up my outer corner with this. Right, so I have that darker green all blended out. Now, I think for my shimmer, I'm going to start off with this shade over here, this middle one called Small Fairy. It's kind of like a green toned gold. And I'm going to just start off by patting this all over and kind of work it out from here. So I do like how that looks. I think I'm going to take a little tiny bit of this one here called Place Between and kind of mix it with the shade Tink just to make a little bit of like a darker sort of green thing. I don't really know how that's gonna come out, but we will see. Okay, it deepened it up a little bit. That's just what I was looking for, kind of on that middle section of my eye. So I'm gonna do same thing over on the other side. Then I'm going to go ahead and just curl my eyelashes. I'm going to go in with my Shiseido curler and my L'Oreal Telescopic, so I'll be back when my lashes are all curled. My lashes are all done. I have my mascara on. Then I'm also going to take a little bit of this Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pen, and this is in the shade Bronze Beam, and I'm just going to take this on my, like, outer sort of corner over here. I have, like, kind of big eyes, I guess. So I feel like whenever I like to do a little bit of a darker look, I just like to kind of fill in this little part of my waterline with a little bit of color. So I just like to use this one because it's kind of like a brown color, and I don't like to go too heavy with any eyeliner like by using black. And I'm also going to do some brown liquid liner, so I feel like it just makes everything look a little bit more seamless and just kind of like a little bit more cat eye. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let my mascara finish drying, and then I will be back to do a little bit of eyeliner. Alright, so it is time for some liner. I also went in with my foundation brush and I was able to just kind of really go in and buff away any of the fallout that I had from the gold shade. So I just went over with a little bit more of my blush and highlight just to kind of re-up that. But for my liner, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner, and this is just in the, I think it's just like in brown. They have this in black, and then they did recently release the brown shade. I love this. I think it's probably my favorite eyeliner, even over my Charlotte Tilbury one, even over my ColourPop ones, which you know I have a special place for in my heart. The shade of this is just spot on, and it is such a fine tipped brush. I can really get a super precise and a really like cat eye eyeliner. I just feel like it always looks so good when I use this liner. So hopefully, fingers crossed now that I don't jinx it, now that I'm saying that this is so good, my eyeliner always comes out so good. I hope it comes out good now. Alright, so eyeliner is all done. Definitely not, you know, the best, but it has 100% been way worse than this, and I feel pretty good. I think it's kind of even. Now for my lips, I'm just going to actually use a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk 2 Medium. This is like my favorite lip liner ever. It is so good. The color on it is like amazing. I'm just going to kind of wipe off some of the other Tarte one that I put on a bit earlier. And I do actually need to sharpen this because I have been using it so much. I use it like basically every single day. I just feel like it adds such a nice like tone to my lips. I just really love the color of this. Also, I left a little bit of the Tarte lip on. You can't really even tell. I just want the pencil to glide over really nicely, but what I always do is just like start lining the bottom, and then I'll kind of go over and do the top. So I'll stop talking and I'll let you watch. This is the color of the lip liner. It's so perfect. It's really like a My Lips But Better shade for me. I'm obsessed. And then what I've really been liking over top of it is this gloss. This is from Tarte Sugar Rush, and this is in the shade Cherry Slush. This is so good. I've been loving this a ton. It's kind of like a sheer sort of red color. It doesn't have too much pigment to it, but the formula on it is amazing. And it smells so good. It smells like very fruity kind of sweet scent. I'm obsessed. By the way, if you're interested in my hair, I used the Bedhead Beach Waver, like the new one that's like a teal and purple kind of one, and then I just took like 2 little pieces over here and left out my front bang pieces, and I have been loving this hairstyle. I feel like it's just like so cute. It gives my hair some volume to it, which I feel like I've been struggling lately with my hair just kind of looking flat, so I've been really liking doing this hairstyle, and yeah, I think it is so cute. I love how the eye look came out. The tones of green in this palette are ones that I really like. even though they are pretty bright, they did give you these brown shades. So, like, as you can see, like, I was able to mix this green with the brown and kind of make like a little bit of a darker green, and it was just able to kind of customize the way and the different tones of greens that you have, because they have the really bright ones, but then you can mix with the browns and you can make some more earthy toned ones. I just feel like it's a really, really great versatile palette. The packaging is so nice, and the formula of the shadows in here are amazing. And again, of course, I love the Fenty Fly Liner. It's one of my favorites, my go-to lip combo. I'm so happy I got to show you guys. But yeah, I think that's it for today's video. I know it was a little bit kind of like, didn't really have much direction. I just wanted to do a get ready with me and film my eye look, because I've been doing a little bit more kind of colorful eye looks lately. If you check out my Instagram at @hannahtagliente, you can see those over on my Instagram. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!